Coming up next, the men's final between Team Guadeloupe and Team USA.
Well, Sinton, we're certainly expecting to see a lot more power and a lot more aggression in the men's finals between Team Guadeloupe and Team USA. From Guadeloupe, Philippe Pignol and Robin Darchicourt versus Michael DiPiero and Steve Grotowski of the United States.
Both teams have a lot of experience. The Guadeloupe team, they've been playing together for 8 years, and they've actually been the champions of Guadeloupe for the last 7 years, and they won here last year.
Well, Darchicourt there with the serve. USA on the attack. A joust at the top of the net, pushing the Philippe Pignol back on his own haunches. Team USA certainly demonstrating the power and aggression at the net there in that joust.
And they've been playing together as a team for a year, and they both play club volleyball in Florida.
Good shot there by Pignol, going through the arms of the one in the blue pants. Is DiPiero or is that Grotowski?
That's Grotowski.
Grotowski, point for Guadeloupe. One each. Guadeloupe, the defending champions. Pignol goes down in between the two players. On the AVP, you used to call that the husband and wife play.
Exactly.
I have
right.
the baby, you have the baby, and the baby's on the ground.
Very good.
Point to Guadeloupe. Guadeloupe 2-1. Pignol with the serve. Grotowski on the attack. Is pushed back talent, and the ball is knocked out of bounds. Guadeloupe 3-1.
And you can tell already this game is going to be a game played high above the net.
Pignol with the serve. Serves Grotowski. Del Piero sets up Grotowski. Grotowski attempting to beat the blocks, but also beats the court. Wide of the court. 4-1. Guadeloupe with an early advantage.
Yeah, Grotowski got up pretty high on that one. Reached high, hit the ball high, but over the block. Nobody touched it and way out of bounds.
Guadeloupe 4, USA 1. Grotowski on the attack. This time hits the ball into the blocks and into the court as well. 2-4. Grotowski will go back to serve.
Yeah, that time he was a little more careful. He drove the ball down inside the block in the court.
DiPiero is at the net, waiting to block. Grotowski serves well. Pignol passes in. Darchicourt sets out to Pignol. Pignol is ducked in the backcourt by Grotowski. Grotowski with a chance to score a point. Punches the ball into the net. He had an open space there that he was attempting to hit the ball into, but pulled the ball down too sharp into the net. 2-5. Darchicourt wearing the cap. Probably just likes to play in the cap because outside it's relatively cool. There isn't much sun.
There's a bad mistake on the serve, and that takes a score.
Darchicourt serving the ball wide of the court, handing the serve back to Team USA. DiPiero with the serve. Grotowski goes to the net to signal to his partner where he's going to block.
He's going to block the line.
Did block the line, and there was Darchicourt cutting the ball sharply across the face of the net. And
DiPiero got there, but he just couldn't control the ball. We're playing 2 out of 3 sets here, and each set is to 21 points. The third, if there is one, is to 15.
Good block there by Pignol. Pignol going to block again, but there is DiPiero going between the hands of the blocker.
And a little discussion at the net. The Guadeloupe team thought that there was a lift on the ball after the block, but the referees didn't see it that way. They didn't make a call. So the U.S. gets the point.
Grotowski goes for the spike serve. A lot of top spin. Pignol wins the joust this time, but a net infringement called.
That's right. Again, the play is above the net, but he just barely caught the net with his hand. And you can never touch the net.
5-6. Team USA bringing back some balance to this first set. Grotowski with the spike serve again. Deep ball, struggling pass there by Darcy Court. Darcy Court on the attack will be dug easily by Grotowski. Grotowski on the attack. It's blocked there by Pignol.
A big block at the net. He made a great move into the angle, taking away the low, hard cross-court spike for the point. And Darcy Court, I don't know if you can see, but he's got his hands taped. He really hurt one of his fingers on his left hand, so he has it heavily taped.
Which means that Pignol will have to, and an ace, the ball clipping the back of the line, the back of the court, clipping the line. That's a very difficult ball to play. Looked like if it was going out, but at the last minute it dropped, touching the line. Ace for the Guadeloupe team. Guadeloupe 8-5. Darcy Court maybe carrying an injured hand, but he's serving well. And his forte is defense. Like that, he keeps the ball alive for his team. He's unable to do anything with that one. The southpaw attack there from De Piero going down the line. 6-8, Team USA with the serve.
And we'll switch every 7 points. And at the third side change at 21 points, we have a technical timeout.
De Piero with the serve, high floating ball. He's serving it at Darcy Court. He wants to bring Darcy Court into the attack so that Grotowski can block him just like that.
And Grotowski, he's a big guy at the net. He jumped up and again he reached into the angle, taking away the sharp cross-court hit.
And that is smart playing, serving the ball to Darcy Court, forcing Darcy Court to attack for Guadeloupe. That way Grotowski can take Darcy Court at the net. This time Pignol will have the chance to attack for his team, and he attacks well.
That's a great. He really gets up. He's not as tall as the Americans, but Pignol can really jump, and he got up and shot that ball over the big block of Grotowski.
But Grotowski seems to be using a blocking technique. He wants to take away so much space at the net that he's spreading his arms, hoping to reduce the space. But you see Pignol is using his peripheral vision to see the space between the arms, to go straight between the arms to score a point. But there he is serving the ball into the net, handing Team USA another point.
8 serving 9.
8-9 Grotowski with the serve for Team USA. Darcy Court with the attack. Stuck easily there by De Piero. De Piero on the attack now. Hits the ball off of the one-hand attempt there from Darcy Court. De Piero is stopped with one hand there. Again, it's tremendous playing here by Darcy Court. There is Grotowski saying, we have had enough of this. He's hiding that hurt hand, and yet he's stopping my partner with the one-hand block. But he wouldn't dare to attempt to stop me with one hand.
That's right, and he actually went up and he reached so high over the net that he ended up touching the net on the last block.
Great action here on Brandon's Beach. The men's finals of the Caribbean Beach Bash. $10,000 at stake. Grotowski with the serve for Team USA. Serves the ball into the net.
Yeah, that's a free one. You don't ever want to give the other team a free point. Every time that ball's served, there's a point. If you serve it in the net, 1 free point.
Darcy Court with the serve. De Piero passes in to Grotowski. Grotowski sets, and great line shot, clipping the net, the line. There was Darcy Court hoping to fox the referee, thinking that the ball had gone out of bounds, but it looked like if the ball also clipped Darcy Court before it clipped the line as well. Point to Team USA. USA now 11, Guadeloupe 11. Nonchalant effort there by De Piero, but the ball not coming back into play. The technical
timeout at 21 points.
Guadeloupe with the serve at the end of this technical timeout. Guadeloupe 11, Team USA 10. St. John. A very close and a very competitive first set.
Yeah, that's
Team
what
USA and
I expected
Guadeloupe.
to see a close match from these two teams. They both did very well during pool play, and of course, if you make it to the finals, that means you've played better than anyone else. So I look to see a pretty good final. I would give the edge just on experience to Guadeloupe. This team from the USA hasn't played together that long, a year as a team, but they do have experience individually, so they're a good team. I think one of the problems, of course, for Guadeloupe is Darcicourt's finger on his left hand. That's a big problem for them.
But if he's going to be blocking as well as he has been blocking with his right hand and hiding that left hand, well, I don't think that the injury is a problem.
Yeah.
Pignol with the serve for Guadeloupe. Grotowski on the attack. Goes down the line. Keeps the line.
Yeah, Grotowski took a big look. He saw that the block was up in front of him. He saw the defense on the cross court, and he just shot the ball over the block down the line. When you're able to jump and time everything and also take a look, gives you a big advantage as an attacker.
11-all. Grotowski with the spike serve. Good pass by Darcicourt. Darcicourt knocks the ball down the line. Great play there by Darcicourt.
And he returned the favor, did exactly the same thing that Grotowski did. He took a big look before he went up to spike that ball, saw that there was no defense behind the block, and looped it over the block and down.
Great play there by Darcicourt. Perhaps he grew up watching tapes of one St. John Smith. And there is showing his defensive prowess, and Pignol attacking the ball on the second play. Grotowski, knowing that the backcourt was open, stuck an arm out, but only got the ball back into the air, but not back into play. Point to Guadeloupe. Guadeloupe 13, USA 11. Darcicourt with the serve. Good floating ball. Grotowski with the attack. That looked like a lift to me. When ball goes wide of the court, he seemed to have held that one a bit long there, St. John.
Yeah, the one thing that the referees are looking for is they want to make sure that the players, when they contact the ball, they don't have two separate motions. In other words, they don't contact it, take it down in their hands, and then back up. And it looked like that time it was one motion. He contacted the ball and went up with it. And I think that's why they didn't call a lift.
Okay, you're the master. I would accept what you're telling me with regards to that. But there's Grotowski going down the line, beating Guadeloupe.
No, they're playing very smart. Both teams are avoiding the block and shooting it into the open court. And I should mention that there are referees from all the islands here, and many from Barbados, that have gotten special training just for this event for international play.
And we're certainly seeing that training shining through, because you're not having the numerous protests that we would normally have at a tournament of this nature. They seem to be respecting the referees' calls, and the referees seem to be a lot more consistent, particularly in the finals here this afternoon. De Piero with the serve. Darcicourt passes in. Pignol sets Darcicourt. Darcicourt looks and hits the ball. The ball is knocked into the air, but not kept alive. Grotowski plowing sand, trying to get that ball, to keep the ball in play. Scores now 14. It looks like 14 each. 14 all. Guadeloupe hanging tough. United States not going away. This one could go down to the wire. Pignol will serve for Team Guadeloupe.
Well, they're taking advantage of that side change to get a breath of air, take a little extra time.
He serves Grotowski and goes to the net to block. Grotowski goes down the line. Great defense there by Pignol, but a net infringement called.
By Pignol, yes. He was up. He came from the serving position all the way up to the net to the block, and I think his momentum when he jumped to block the ball carried him into the net.
It's very unfortunate because his partner executed a tremendous defensive dig in the backcourt. Grotowski with the serve. Great diving save there by Pignol. Can he make amends with the attack now? The ball is dug there by Grotowski. Grotowski with a chance to score a point for the United States, and hits the ball deep and into the court.
Well, the block backed up away from the net. Grotowski had open net to swing at, and he made a pretty good placement, hitting the back line with that spike. That's a very risky play, hitting the ball that close to the out-of-bounds line. If you miss it just slightly, that's an error, but he kept it in play that time.
Timeout called. 16-14.
Favor of the Americans. And I think everybody's welcoming the little break here, even though it's not very hot out here. It's pretty thick. The air is thick, and it's hard to get the oxygen into your body to keep those muscles moving.
And with the adrenaline flowing, the tension that will be on, because I'm sure that both teams would be keen to take the first set. They would know that if they can take the first set, perhaps they can cruise somewhat in the second set and maintain a momentum, because the team that takes the first set will have the tremendous psychological advantage to play in the second set.
That's right, and you can see the crowd we have here. It's quite a large crowd. A lot of enthusiasm out here. Great sponsors. A nice setup here out on Brandon Beach, out at in front of Weiser's. A great place for beach volleyball. And here's more fans coming. They're going to be a little bit late, but they're on their way in.
Well, just once the teams would, that is an unfortunate break there for the Guadeloupe team. The ball clipping the top of the net, spinning and dropping dead center. You would have to be an act waiting underneath the net to save a ball, to play a ball like that. Not even the great St. Smith would have been able to get that one.
Well, I'm not so sure. If you're ready for the tape serve, you can get to anything. I've seen it happen before. You can't be sitting back waiting for a normal serve. You've got to be ready to move right when that ball hits the net.
Tremendous block there from Di Piero, scoring the 18th point for the Team USA. Team USA gaining a 4-point advantage, 18-14. Pignol deciding to shed his shades at that time. Perhaps his shades stopping him from seeing the block well enough. Kotowski with the serve for Team USA. Down the middle, Darcy Court passes in. Darcy Court on the attack. He would have to cut this one back across the court. Kotowski with a chance to score the 19th point. It's blocked there by Pignol. Pignol shedding his shades. That time he didn't have to look for the block. He had to look for the attacker, and he did. Great in blocking the attacker on that occasion.
Yeah, Grotowski didn't get a great approach, and he really hit that ball just barely above the tape, and Pignol was right there with his hands in the right position, blocking it back over for the point.
Pignol at the net, Darcy Court with his serve. 15-18. Grotowski with the attack now. The ball clips the top of the net in an angle, cutting the ball inside of the blocks, scoring, beating Darcy Court in the backcourt and beating Pignol at the net. 19-15. Di Piero with the serve. Floating ball. Pignol with a chance to attack and score a point. Oh, a rare show of aggression there by Darcy Court. Darcy Court would normally be cutting the ball and placing the ball, but he's going for aggression on that time and mistiming the ball. Team USA 20, Guadeloupe 15. Team USA looking to take the first set. Di Piero, floating ball. Pignol with the Darcy Court with the attack. The ball is knocked in the air, but Grotowski would not have been able to get back there to play that one. So Di Piero catching the ball and throwing the ball off, handing the point to Guadeloupe.
Yeah, Darcy Court, that time he made up for his last hit where he mistimed it. That time he timed it well. He saw there was an opening inside the block and just hammered it down into the defender.
Well, Guadeloupe will have to play flawless volleyball from here on in, because 16-20, the ball goes off of Pignol and out of bounds. Team USA taking the first set, 21-16, and taking the advantage to take the finals. St. John, a great start here by the Americans. They were trailing in the early stages of the first set, but they're hanging there, and at the critical juncture, they moved ahead of the Guadeloupe team to take the first set, 21-16.
Well, I know when I always lost that first set, it made me try a lot harder in the second set, so maybe the Guadeloupe team will be fired up and come out and play much tougher, although I know that hand of Darcy Court is a real problem for him. I know he played better earlier in the event than he's playing right now. It's very difficult. I'm sure it's very painful for him, but I'm very surprised at how well he's played, even considering that he has the injury.
Well, they'll certainly need to dig deeper, play with more grit and determination in the second set. You said that after you've lost the first set that you tend to fight even harder in the second set, but what about the psychological disadvantage you may be facing in that you not only lost the first set, but you had all of the early run-ins in the first set before the Americans took charge?
Yeah, well, of course. I mean, again, it depends on your own mind. But if you know you lost, you know you have to play better. So it forces you to do something more. Now, the winning team, a lot of times, it can be that the winning team has a let-up. They know they beat you. So do they come out as tough in the second game? I don't know. Let's see. Maybe they think they're going to coast to a victory. I don't think so myself, but we'll have to see if the Americans can keep the intensity and keep this team from Guadeloupe down.
well, with some ideal conditions, cool afternoon conditions, beautiful waters just off the coast there, off the sand, away from the court. Nice cool breeze and $10,000 at stake. Who will take it away here this afternoon in the men's finals? Grotowski going away from the blocks and going out of bounds.
Isn't that the way we started the first set? The same thing. He went up high and hit high over the block and out of bounds, giving away that first point. Let's see.
Exactly, deja vu. But I'm sure that the Guadeloupe team would have wanted the second set to end like how the first set ended, in that they started well but then faded away and allowed the Team USA to take that first set 21-16. 1-all, the Piero with the serve for Team USA. Floating ball, Darcy Court passes in. Back set for Darcy Court. Darcy Court using his head, using his peripheral vision, seeing that Di Piero was shifting to the right side of the court, and he cut the ball to the left side to score an easy point. Team Guadeloupe 2, Team USA 1.
Very smart play, and he's probably one of the best on the court at looking and seeing the defense and then making a shot based on what's going on the other side of the court.
Pignol with the serve for Guadeloupe. Grotowski is slapped back. A la NBA, there was Grotowski trying to knock the ball over the blocks and into the court, but Pignol reaching high a la Shaq to slap that ball back into the court of the Team USA. Pignol with the serve. Spinning, cutting ball. Di Piero, tremendous hit, and there is Darcy Court digging the ball, keeping the ball up, but he would need to be playing the indoor game. Maybe he would have at least 3 other players around him to come and play that ball to keep it alive.
Yeah,
because Pignol is still at the net, now coming down from blocking. He couldn't get back there to keep that ball up. Good pass there by Pignol. Pignol on the attack. Great hit. Grotowski trying to play that one, but body position was bad. He was facing, I don't know if he was admiring the beauty of the blue waters here at Brandon, because that's the direction he was facing, and the ball went exactly in that direction.
Yeah, well, you don't expect a lot of the big guys to play great defense, even though Di Piero and Grotowski are decent defensive players for being guys about 6'6".
A joust at the net, and Pignol going into the net. Pignol seems to be getting the worst of all the jousts.
Well, he's clearly not as tall as these Americans, but he certainly does get up as high as they do.
Team USA with the serve. Pignol sets for Darcy Court. Darcy Court hits the ball. The ball is dug with one hand, but out of bounds there by Di Piero.
Yeah, Di Piero was in the right spot, but he only could get one hand on the ball and wasn't able to control it.
Pignol with the serve for Guadeloupe. Guadeloupe with the lead, 5-3. USA, Grotowski playing some smart volleyball. Going down the line with the ball.
This is a thinking man's game. It's not always a power game. It's nice to have power, but if you can't think and shoot the ball with finesse, you don't have a chance.
4-5. You said it's a thinking game, and if you're not going to be thinking when you go to the serving line, your team is going to be in trouble. 6-4. Darcy Court with the serve. Struggling pass, but it's still good enough. Grotowski on the attack, hits the ball wide of the court. 7-4.
And there was some movement on the net, but there's no net call by either the first referee or the second referee.
The referees are signaling that the ball is out of bounds, but the USA, they are saying that something is amiss.
Yeah, it's normally the second referee's responsibility to watch the net. The first referee's watching the ball. So that's why they went immediately over to the second referee to say, hey, why was the net moving? It wasn't the ball. The ball was certainly high over the net. In fact, so high over the net, it was out of bounds. And they're wondering why that net was moving during that play.
Grotowski certainly isn't happy. He's still having a discussion with the second referee, and the standing referee, Andrew Culpepper, calls the second referee, Sean Codrington, over to discuss the situation. As it is, the scores are 7 to Guadeloupe and 4 to the United States team. Andrew Culpepper, as the standing referee, he would know a lot about controversies because he isn't very happy if he's getting bad calls either, or calls that he don't think are fair or are the correct calls, and he would make his concerns known to any referee. And he's demonstrating his firmness, and he's indicated the call is correct that was made. Score remains 7-4. Darcy Court will continue to serve for Guadeloupe. Darcy Court could serve. Struggling effort here from DePiero. The ball's an overpass, and Pignol should have done a lot better than that. Well, here's a chance for Pignol to make amends. No, he overpasses the ball. Guadeloupe had about 3 opportunities to score an easy point there, and they made a mess of it and allowed the USA team to get an overpass. They made no mess with that. They cracked the ball into the court. Team USA 5, Guadeloupe 7. Pignol passes into Darcy Court. Darcy Court sets up. Pignol rolls the ball deep into the backcourt. At one stage that looked like as if it was going out because he knocked it that high, but at least he put a lot of topspin into it to cause the ball to drop faster than one would have anticipated.
Yeah, and it barely caught the back line. That's a little too risky for me.
Well, there's no way that one can clip the back line. It would take something like a hurricane to stop that ball from going out of bounds. United States now moving to
6-8.
Guadeloupe 8.
Now Grotowski, I'm sure he's thinking same thing as the first game. Hey, we got behind. Now we got to start playing and get ahead.
Well, Darcy Court going line. He's a very smart player, Darcy Court.
Guadeloupe has got to maintain this intensity, maintain the consistency. They can't make mistakes. If they make mistakes, the Americans will certainly take advantage of it. So they got to stay consistent.
Darcy Court with the serve. He serves to Grotowski. Grotowski with the chance to attack. The ball is topped at the net there by Pignol. DePiero with the joust. Pignol knocks the ball over the net. This is a chance for the good block there by Pignol. DePiero going for the second attack, hoping to find the Guadeloupe team napping, but Pignol miles above the net, pushing that ball back at Team USA.
Yeah, Pignol was just hoping they were going to come over quick with that ball. He was camping right there, ready for it, and he just jumped like a cat and slapped that ball back down into the opponent's court.
Darcy Court with the serve. High floating ball. That is an uncharacteristic error there by Darcy Court. Serving the ball out of bounds. Team USA 7, Guadeloupe 10. Pignol passes in. Darcy Court sets the ball high for Pignol. Pignol is ducked in the backcourt quite easily there by DePiero. DePiero on the attack. Hits the ball, beating Pignol. Pignol shifting to the left. DePiero hitting the ball down the line on the right side and the correct side to score a point for Team USA.
Yeah, Pignol that time on his attack, it looked as though as if he was a little bit tentative. He didn't go after that ball, and he's got to be able to give it 100%, go after the ball, attack it against this team from America.
Pignol passes into Darcy Court. Darcy Court hits with tremendous force but into the net.
Pignol, at that time he was ready to attack, but he just drove the ball too sharp down and into the net.
This is the danger area for the Guadeloupe team. There's Pignol pushing the ball off the hands of the blocker and into the court to score a point for Guadeloupe. But St. John, I've noticed that Pignol seems to be playing as if he's playing indoors. He passes the ball and he runs to the outside of the court as if he's playing indoors volleyball. Is that the better way to play, or you can run a straight line, you pass from where you pass from and you run and hit the ball from where you pass the ball from?
No, it's a great observation. What you want to do on the left side particularly, which is the side of the court that he's playing on, is you want to be able to get outside and get ready to make an approach for the ball. That way you have the ability to adjust your approach if the set isn't in the right place. If you come straight at the ball and the set is set outside, then it's very difficult to make an attack on that ball.
Scores USA 10, Guadeloupe 11. The first technical timeout in this second set. United States taking the first set 21-16. They are now trailing by 1 point, 10-11 it looks like. But this is the position that the United States came back from in the first set after trailing Guadeloupe all the way up until they get to the middle of the set. Then the United States team excelled and took advantage of some unforced errors by the Guadeloupe team. Guadeloupe would not want a repeat of that first set.
No, and the U.S. team, as they sit under the umbrella with the little breeze, they look like they're in good condition. They don't look that tired. They're playing pretty steady. I think the only way they're going to win is if Guadeloupe does not play very well. The Americans seem to be pretty consistent. Guadeloupe has got to do something more, something extra if they want to stay ahead and win this match.
Witowski with the serve. This team is down by just 1 point. 10 serving 11. Will he serve the ball at Darcy Court? Well, it goes down the center of the court, flipping the back line, 11-all.
Yeah, I wish I could serve that serve every time. You serve between the two players and on the back line, that's about as good a serve as you're going to see.
And with a slight breeze, that ball is likely to dip at the last minute to clip that back line. Pignol hits the top of the net and slowed the ball down, beating Grotowski in defense. Grotowski expected the ball to come with more force, but when it clipped the top of the net, I think that threw him off somewhat.
Yeah, and I think Pignol knows he was a little lucky, but he's happy enough. Either way, he'll take the luck with that ball hitting the net and going down.
Darcy Core with the serve. 12-11. If Guadeloupe were to take the second set, they'll certainly have to try to shake off Team USA at this particular stage. Grotowski goes down the line, but is picked up in the backcourt there by Darcy Core. Darcy Core checks to see where the defenders are, but he's unable to beat Grotowski on that occasion. There's Darcy Core taking that ball with one hand, and there's Pignol making a mess of. He had the simplest of tasks, just bring the ball back and let Darcy Core put it over, but he knocked it into the stands.
Yeah, that's an error that they're going to be wishing they didn't make. The ball was a fantastic one-arm dig by Darcy Core to get it to the back court, and Pignol made it to the ball. He just missed it.
12-all. This will be an easy chance for Team USA, and an easy point because the ball goes out of bounds. Team USA taking a 1 point lead, 13-12.
And that started with a bad pass, and Guadeloupe knows they got to stop this momentum right now, so they call a timeout.
They would also have to go and discuss what went wrong in the first set, because it was at this stage that they also began making some errors in the first set and allowed Team USA to build a 4 point lead and eventually take that first set 21-16. Guadeloupe would not want a repeat of what happened in that first set.
No, and they were very smart at this point to take their time out to try and slow down the momentum that the Americans have right now. But aside from slowing down the momentum, they've got to stop making mistakes. Pignol made 2 errors in the last 2 plays to give 2 points to the other team. So they got to stop making the mistakes. They got to get serious out here. They got to play consistent, and they got to make some good plays. They flat out really have to make some good plays because the Americans are playing consistent and are playing well right now.
And unfortunately, they have been making some of those good plays with some fantastic digs by Darcy Core, but then Pignol messing up at the other end. There's Pignol passing into Darcy Core. Pignol on the attack. The ball is stopped. Darcy Core will keep it alive. Darcy Core with the second attack for Guadeloupe. But Team USA keeping the ball up. Good joust there by Grotowski to win the point for Team USA. Team USA 14, Team Guadeloupe 12.
And that was a big play at the net. The ball was right on top of the net up high, and Grotowski was able to outreach Pignol that time and poke it deep into the court.
De Piero serves. Darcy Core. Great play by Darcy Core, cutting the ball across the face of the block, beating De Piero. I don't know why he didn't go for the ball. He was shadowing the ball, thinking that the ball, I don't know, he couldn't have been thinking that it was going out. It was too close to the middle of the court.
Yeah, but you know what? That was an incredible cut shot by Darcy Core. That thing barely cleared the net and went all the way to the other side of the court. So it's a very difficult ball to pick up. Not one that you would expect to see.
13-14, Grotowski on the attack. Darcy Core says move, and he passes the ball into Pignall, but Pignall punches the ball into the net.
Yeah, Pignall's got to, at the very least, he's got to keep that ball in play. He can't make an error. That's an unforced error. The blocker didn't have a chance to block it. The defense didn't have a chance to make a mistake. You got to keep that ball in play. Let the defense have an opportunity to make a mistake.
15-13, Grotowski will serve for Team USA. There's Grotowski handing Team Guadeloupe somewhat of a lifeline.
And you should have seen the look on his partner's face when that ball hit the net. He was totally dejected. He knows all he has to do is keep that ball in play because Guadeloupe seems to be in a little trouble.
14-15, Grotowski. Great play there by Pignall, making amends for some of the earlier errors that he had committed, locking the scores at 15.
And that's going to give him a little confidence, Pignall, after making a few errors early on. Getting that point makes a big difference at this point in the game.
Team Guadeloupe back in the hunt. Pignall at the net and Darcicourt with the serve. Grotowski will attack. Tight set. There was Darcicourt going for that one, but you could see that he was feeling for his hand. He was somewhat hesitant. He didn't want to put down that left hand on the court.
Yeah, you know what? That ball hit right on top of his bad finger, and I'm sure that hurt, but he's not letting anybody know he's in any pain.
Team USA with the lead. Darcicourt. Pignall is blocked by Grotowski, blocking the ball back into Pignall's face.
And it looked like it was a good hit. He was going to hit it down the line, but Grotowski read the hit and stuffed it back onto their side.
That's another block there. Pignall is blocked again. The surprising thing is that De Piero is serving at Pignall, allowing Pignall to attack, who is the stronger attacker, but certainly he's not the smarter attacker on the Guadeloupe team. 18-15. De Piero serves to Pignall again. Pignall passes badly. An ace.
Well, it seems like, again, the momentum is in the Americans' favor. All the mistakes are coming from Guadeloupe, and particularly for Pignall. He's got to do something right now to snap out of it.
The serve goes back to Pignall. What will Pignall do on this occasion? Hits the ball into the block, and the ball pops too high for De Piero to bring it back. 16-19, but the Team USA just 2 points away from taking this second set. Guadeloupe under tremendous pressure. Successive blocks on Pignall put the Guadeloupe team in this position that they're in right now, where it looks like if they'll lose to Team USA in straight sets. Pignall hoping to make amends somewhat. Grotowski with the attack. Cuts the ball away from the block and away from the court.
Yeah, there was a touch.
It was a touch.
There was a touch. Yeah, you know, it's funny that I don't know if all the referees saw it. The first referee was sure he saw a touch, and the Americans knew there was a touch. So
the Americans were somewhat surprised when the call wasn't made. Grotowski clips the top of the net. This could be trouble for Guadeloupe. Grotowski keeps the ball up. Will Grotowski put it down now? He does just that. Hits it with the close off the set and the match. 21-16 to 2 the Team USA. Team USA taking the men's finals 21-16, 21-16. A tremendous display of beach volleyball here by Team USA. Michael De Piero and Steve Grotowski defeating last year's champions Philippe Pignall and Robin Darcicourt. Final words from you, St. John Smith.
Well, I was very happy to see that the Guadeloupe players, even though they were the champions last year, they played very, very well with an injury from Darcicourt. And the Americans definitely have more experience at a higher level. So I thought it was a tremendous match. I would have liked to see the same match played without Darcicourt injured. But nevertheless, it was a great match. I think the fans liked it out here. Brandon's Beach in front of Weiser's at the Sizzling Sand Beach Bass, part of the tour, the Sizzling Sand Tour, and this is the final of that tour. Teams from all over the Caribbean and America and Canada. So pretty fantastic event. I'm very surprised, pleasantly surprised at how well and how many teams were here. year and the way they played. And I look forward to coming back again next year to see an even better event with more teams and a higher level of play.
Okay, once again, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of everyone involved with the event, we just want to say a special thank you to all the teams, not only the winners, but all the teams that made the events for 2005, the success that they were. And once again, I must give credit to the players for coming out and supporting Sizzling Sand Beach Volleyball. Without you, we wouldn't have a tournament, and I think that the spectators that we've, shown what great beach volleyball is all about, have you to thank for that. And we look forward to having you guys back with us for next season when we have bigger and better plans for next year. So for you, the players, I say a special thank you, and once again, job well done to the winners in each of the categories. I have here with me Mr. Cedric Haynes, representing one of our sponsors, Banks Beer. He will be making the presentations to the ladies winners this evening. And also next to Cedric is Mr. Andrew Daniel, one of the sponsors as well. First off, I'd like to hand over the microphone to Mr. Cedric Haynes just to say a few words on behalf of Banks, one of our sponsors.
Hey, thanks and welcome everyone to the final part of what was a very enjoyable and exciting tournament. I also would like to add my appreciation to what is going on and thank the players for making it what it is. The sun is here, but when the players, both local and regional and international, come together, they make it what it is. So once again, thank you all, and we want to say on behalf of Banks Barbados Breweries, fantastic job. We know we would like to see bigger and better crowds. That's going to happen. Paul, I know, has been working on it now for several years. He has a very good product, and I wanted to tell him straight to his face, keep believing in your product, Paul. It is the way to go. Sizzling Sands Beach Volleyball. Fantastic promotion. Thanks.
Thank you, Cedric. Without much ado, we're going to go straight off into the presentation ceremony, and we're going to ask the ladies' third place team of Lauren Whitehall and Sharon Bovell to come forward to receive their prize check of $1,000 from Mr. Cedric Haynes of Banks Breweries. Sharon Bovell, Lauren Whitehall, third place winners. Playing together on the beach for the first time this year, but no strangers to us here in Barbados who are familiar with beach volleyball or any sort of volleyball. The Woodruff sisters out of Trinidad and Tobago, Stephanie Woodruff and Pauline Woodruff, placing second and claiming $1,500 in prize money. Defending champions and now reigning champions 2005 out of Canada, Cindy Phillips, Karen Sunderland. Well done, Karen and Cindy. Thank you, Cedric. I'd just like to invite over to the presentation area a gentleman I met first time in 2002 back in California, and I interrupted his commentary of an AVP event back then to just give him a hint of an idea that I had, and he said to me, Paul, whenever you're ready, I'll be willing to come down to Barbados and see what you got doing down there and see how I can help with the event. Ladies and gentlemen, just want to introduce you to one of the biggest names you would ever hear about in beach volleyball, Mr. Christopher St. John Smith, former AVP player, World Tour player, and now current president of the FIVB, World Beach Volleyball Council. Mr. Christopher St. John Smith.
Thank you. I'd just like to thank Paul for having me come down. I'm very surprised, pleasantly surprised at how fast the sport has grown and how big this event has become in such a short period of time, and the kind of support that they get from the people of Barbados, the fans that have come out to watch, the sponsors, everybody involved in the event, all the people helping. It's a great testament to the love of the sport here on the island, and I expect to see a lot of very, very good things in the near future, and the sport grow very fast here, as fast as you want it to grow. And I appreciate Paul having me come down once again. Thank you very much.
I'd just like to also introduce you to one other person. He really is a modest person, but I still like to acknowledge his presence here. He played a big part in assisting us with our officials, and I just want to acknowledge his role. Mr. Steve Owen, President of USA Beach Volleyball Referees Association. I just want to say a special thanks to you, Steve. Job well done. I think the officials here would back me in saying job well done, and they appreciated everything that you would have done for them.
Thank you, Paul.
All right. Without much ado, we go straight into the presentation ceremony for the men's final. But before I do that, it would be remiss of me if I did not invite the president of the Barbados Volleyball Association to come forward just to say a few words. Mr. John Griffith.
Thank you. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the Barbados Volleyball Association, we would once again like to congratulate Sizzling Sands and Paul Wood especially for his heroic efforts to bring off this year's 2005 Sizzling Sands Beach Bash. The Barbados Volleyball Association stands behind beach volleyball and is part of our overall program to develop volleyball on the island. So again, congrats to you, Paul, congrats to your team. A special welcome once again to St. John and the President, and we wish them all the best in Barbados. Thanks.
Thank you, John. Okay, first off, we want to call up on the team placing third in the men's category. A team that seemingly can do what few Caribbean politicians can do. They can integrate. Placing third in this men's competition, out of Barbados, Elvin Oxley, and he was playing with, out of Trinidad, Mr. Nolan Tash, showing what Caribbean integration is all about. And their prize, $1,000 US.
I gotta come forward for one of those. Let me come here, man.
Well done, Alvin and Tash.
Thank you, man.
They won last year, placed second this year, but one of the more consistent teams in the events in the Caribbean Beach Bash Series. From Guadeloupe, placing second this year, Mr. Philippe Pignol and Mr. Robin Darshikor. Guadeloupe, their prize, $1,500 US. Thank you. Congrats, Robin. Congrats, Philippe. First time in Barbados, and I'm told first time out of the USA as well too, traveling to anywhere. The winners of the 2005 Barbados Beach Bash competition, hailing out of Florida, Mr. Michael DePiero and Mr. Steve Grotowski. Congrats. Once again, we just want to say a special thanks to everyone who made this event possible, the sponsors, the players, the officials, everyone who came out as fans to watch and support the teams. Just want to say a special thank you to each and every one, and to invite you to look out pretty soon. 2006 is not that far away, and we have bigger and better plans for beach volleyball in the Caribbean. Number of events planned, number of countries very interested in staging our events. So you, the players, look out. We got some exciting events and some exciting plans, all in the making for 2006 to make Sizzling Sand Beach Volleyball even bigger and better.
So that's it from us here at Brandon's Beach, Barbados, and the conclusion of another successful Sizzling Sand Beach Volleyball Caribbean Beach Bash series. On behalf of the producers, Leisure Entertainment, I'm Wayne Simmons saying thank you for watching and inviting you to look out for a Sizzling Sand Beach Volleyball event coming to a beach near you in 2006.